Yes, sir. Late night live. Hey, can you hear me? Or do I need to move this towel out my ear? Let me know. Yeah, I'm at the gym. Perfect. You can hear me crystal clear. Perfect. Been a minute since I went live, so I said, not a minute, because I was a video. Yeah, it's been a while since I went live. So I figured since I'm here, I might as well talk to my people. I'm watching the Golden State and Lakers game, and LeBron just got bumped in his stomach, and all over the floor, dying. Yo, I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good, man. So I don't know if y'all can see the scar. Actually healed up real good now. I ain't gotta put nothing on it anymore, so. It was going good, bro. Like I said, man, the scar healed up. See, I'm able to get on the treadmill. So I had somebody ask me, right? They said, yo, since your surgery, man, I know you gonna change up a little bit, man. Hell no. You gonna change up nothing. What you were to me before the surgery, you're gonna be that to me after my surgery. Kelly, how you doing? Good to see you too. Yo, if anybody go to the gym, get you one of these little sweatsuits. Man, when I tell you these things really work, Jesus Christ. I do half hour to 45 minutes on the treadmill, sweating like a Hebrew slave. But yeah, like I said, man, I got on here because it's been a minute since I went live. So I said, let me get on here and talk to my people. Yes, right, yo, a Hebrew slave. Sweating like they say sweating like a whore in a Southern Baptist church. My goal for 2025, honestly, when I found out about, what was going on with me before the year, I just said my goal is to live, man. I want to live. I got a daughter who is going into my other one's going into the Air Force. So, I want to make sure I'm there on that day for her graduation like I was for her sister. Again, I'm just so happy to be here that anything that I achieve for this year is a goal. I'm blessed, if you want to put the religious aspect to it, or if not, either way, you can go by whatever. You say God, you say ancestors, whatever. I'm blessed to be here. When I went and had my surgery, I had my surgery on December 2nd, and December 10th, I walked out of the hospital. My surgeon, right, he said, you must got some Wolverine blood in you. He said, because I never seen, he said, since I've been doing this, I haven't seen anybody just bounce back so fast. When I was in the hospital, right, they gave us a pillow. And they said, when you getting up, rock 3 times. On the third time, hold the pillow to your chest and get up. Now remember, I had got cut open. ribs cracked open, sternum cracked, you know, and they had to detach nerves. I forgot I had heart surgery, so the whole time the pillow is on the bed. I'm getting up with my arms, you know, and the nurses is getting on me, and I keep telling them, no, I forgot that I had heart surgery. You know, you ask me, I just think that I just got cut open and just closed me back, right? So, you know, like I said, my biggest goal is to see my you know, and that ain't till next year, but, you know, I'm looking forward to the whole process with my baby going, you know. She's actually graduating 2 years early from high school, so that's why she can't go straight in, because she can't go until she's 17, so. But let me see, for this year, man, for this year, I just want to be alive. That's what it is. I want to be alive, you know. Me and my cousin, who I call my sister, you know, that's my heart. We grew up together. That's my heart. You know, me and her got way. I'm talking way closer. You know, since all this happened. So, you know, again, I mean, I'm just trying to be alive, trying to stay connected with my people. You know, continue to give Nick and Sly some hell. Make sure the world, you know, still know that we love Carrie. You know, be there for my people, be there for my family when they need me. That's it. That's my goal. That's what I tell people, Kelly, all the time. When people say, how you doing? I say, I woke up this morning. Not everybody from last night, you know, was able to say that. And, you know, again, I love that saying Tyrese said when he said, do the best you can with every 24 hours you give. So that's that. Oh no, let me tell you, when the day my work is done, y'all know, because Nick and Sly will be on here talking about they live in a haunted house. That's when the real job begins, when I'm gone. Oh, you going to the Air Force too, bro? Hey. I got a daughter stationed in Nebraska. Like I said, her sister, she's going in, you know, when she's 17. So that's one reason I wanted to really get this whole surgery thing out the way, because I didn't want nothing bad to happen, and you know, be laid up. Or, you know, or medically going through it around that time. Gotta make sure I'm good to go. Oh, I don't have a payout. They take everything. They take everything. So hey, since I ain't been here in a minute, man, y'all go ahead, y'all ask me what you want to ask me, I'll answer it, and you know, we'll have our conversation from there. We were supposed to have an Inquisitor show a couple weeks back, but I think Sly was having problems with his internet, if I'm not mistaken, around that time. But I'll reach out to them tonight and see if we could get something going. I got a couple people requesting an Inquisitor show, so I'll ask them, you know, when they We're free to do it. When everybody's free to. I promise you, I've been on this treadmill for 20 minutes. I'm sweating like a slave up under this thing. That's why I have to put this towel over my head. Because if I don't, man, sweat will be pouring down my head into my eyes. Well, Kelly, since you requesting it, I'm not gonna ask them when they're available. I'm gonna demand it. And I'm gonna use your name too. Put some fear up under. What they say, put their feet to the fire. I got you. I got you. Oh, let me tell you. So if anybody saw my post, all right, I'll tell you a story. Give me a second. So, when I put that post up, and I said, when I hug people, I tell them I love them, because the worst thing is to be, you can feel is, not to be loved. I was on the phone with my cousin. I say it's my sister, so it was my sister, and me and her was talking, laughing when I was doing my little nightly walk, and this lady, she's sitting down, and she took a cracker out. She's eating her cracker, and I said, good evening. Scared. I startled her. I said, good evening. So she said, oh, hey, how you doing? You talking? And I said, why are you on the street? She told me her old man kicked the bucket, and he was the breadwinner. So when he kicked the bucket, she ain't have no means of taking care of herself. And I know a couple people who would do something like that. But so we were talking, and I asked her, that's all you eating? And she was like, no, I got the crackers. And she said she had some cookies, and she had a little dog. So I said, well, here. I asked her, I said, I forgot what I asked her, but then she was like, have you ever ate at that place right there? It's the Mexican place that, I used to, I'm not a big Mexican fan. But I said, yeah, I've eaten there one time before. And she said, yeah, they make the greatest burritos. I said, well, here, let me treat you to a burrito. And gave her a few dollars. And then she said, oh God, thank you so much. I'm gonna go up the street and get some water. So I said, well, let's get you some. I said, well, here, how about this? I wanted to give her $50. And I said, well, hey, you take this, and you get everything you need. So the lady started, she looked at me, she started crying, and she said, can I give you a hug? I said, of course you can. I need a hug. And then she said, no, please forgive me. I have a little odor and I'm dirty. And so I hugged her. I didn't give her one of them side hugs. This was a moment that she needed to be embraced. So I hugged her, and I told her, I said, I love you. And she looked at me and she said, thank you so much. I love you too. And I said, listen, you get whatever you need to eat. And she told me, she said, that I love you means more than the money. So right there, that reminded me that, everybody needs that, to hear that, right? Everybody needs to hear somebody, just let them know that they're, everybody needs to hear that they're loved. Let me say that, right? Because those 3 words can push you. So that's why I put that post up. Old school Tony Carter. What is going on, bro? How's everything going, man? You see, Shayna Ashley had Hitman Holla, in his feelings because she canceled on that Av battle. Let me see. Have you talked to that guy that tried to rob you that time, and he started apologizing once he saw that it was you, because you used to talk to him in the store? Yeah. So you talking about the time where old boy came in with the, with the gun, and he was like, yo, G, oh man, G, man, yo, you my guy. I can't do this to you. Yeah, he got killed. He actually got shot. He got shot to death. Many, probably after that accident, after that situation, he probably got shot like maybe 6-7 years after that. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to see that Ab and Shayna Ashley too, but whatever she got going on, hope the best for her. So I'll tell y'all another story, right? Story time with Truth Teller, right? I was just telling this story. I was in a juvie, and my man, Spanish kid, he saw me. He was like, yo, what's going on? G, what's popping? Blah, 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 blah. So we talking, and these three guys got up. So they all shared the same birthday. So they used to tell everybody it was brothers. So they see me talking to my man. They didn't like him. So once they see me talking to him, they don't like him. So, I mean, they don't like me. So they come over there. Yo, y'all N-words and some P-words. So my man started talking reckless. And he probably was like 5'2", 5'3" on his tippy toes, me. Yo, F y'all this, y'all P-words. Yo, I promise you, y'all gonna make me put my hands on you, all this, that, and the third. And I'm looking at him like, oh, shit. So these dudes was like, yo, you and your man gonna get it. All right. My man talking cash crap. So when they walk away, I asked my man, I was like, hey, you ready for that? And he was like, yo, you good, don't even worry, we got this. So I'm like, all right, well, he must got something in here that's gonna have us, we good for him to say that. So next day, same crap. They start side-eyeing him, side-eyeing me. Yeah, I see y'all P-words looking. Yo, y'all can SMD this and SMD that, blah, 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 blah. All right. I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, bro, if we don't get got tonight, tomorrow, we up for a doozy. He was like, yo, don't worry, I got this. So that night, lock up, pie, boom. All I hear is them. My man. Yo, y'all three niggas SMD. F y'all this and F y'all that. So I asked my man, I said, yo, bro, what the hell's going on? He was like, yo, they can't turn 18 in here. We good. So here I go with the nonsense too. Now I start with the tomfoolery. Yo, SMD, blah, blah, blah. My man was sleeping on the bottom of the bunk bed. I'm on the top. Now the whole time, I'm looking at that clock. He looking at that clock. And I'm like, yo, we are done. 12 midnight come around. I ain't hear nobody come get nobody. I said, oh, here we go. Now, at this time, I wasn't like this truth teller. I was skinny and all that. And these dudes was like big. These was like grown men. So I'm telling my man, I'm like, yo, you got an ox on you or something? Like anything. And he was like, wow. I said, bro, if we wake up in the morning and they ain't gone, yo, I'm getting out of here. And he was like, what you mean you getting out of here? I'm like, yo, I'm taking the easy way out. Cause they gonna just take me out of here anyway. Yo, we sitting there watching that clock. We talking cash-ish. We watching that clock. I'm like, yo, we getting, yo, bro, a couple hours, man, it's gonna be daylight. And they gonna come open these joints up. We gonna have to go eat breakfast. And they talking grown man, Big Willie talk. Man, I'm sitting there, heart racing, scared to death, like, yo, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and, get that deletion going, bro. Cause I know they're gonna stomp my head into the ground. And I don't want to go out like that, so I'm gonna just go ahead and, and that's because I'm scared to death. We sitting there watching that clock. I told my man, I was like, yo, it's over for us. And he like, yo, bro, I think so, man. He apologizing. Yo, my fault, man. I didn't mean to put you in the middle of this. I didn't mean this, that, and the third. I'm like, nah, I'll open my mouth too. We heard the door open and saw the light. Man, that guard said, Paul, open up Paul 1. He opened up that pod. And they was like, what's going on? What's going on? And then you hear them 3 voices. Yo, we out of here. Yo, they taking us to the boat. When I tell you, I was so, and these like they was in there for like life. They're not getting out. So they was going to the boat on Hunts Point to go God knows where. When I tell you they walked past us, they made eye contact with us, I'm thinking to myself, I said, thank you, God. Because I was not ready for that behind whooping. I was not ready for it. I said, thank you, Jesus. I looked down at my man. He was sitting there praying, right? This is a true story. My man was like, yo, man, when I get out of here, man, F all of this, man. I'm turning my life over to God. I ain't going through this no more. He said, F the streets, F them blocks, F anything out there on the curb. Niggas, I'm not going through this no more. He said, yo, I thought I was gonna die, bro. So I was only there for a short little visit. And my man, I was like, yo, bro, all right, man, I'll catch you when you come out. He was like, yo, I mean it, bro. When I get out of here, he said, I'm giving my life to God. He said, yo, we could have died in here. Fast forward, I don't want to say his name because I haven't, I don't use people's names unless they tell me, yeah, you can say my name. My man, he got out when he got out, he turned 18 probably like a week or 2 after he got out. When he said that he was going to turn his life over to God, he did it. He became he joined some group that was doing like missionary work, and then he went on to become a pastor of a church in Dominican Republic, and stayed in the church. Now when I talked to him before, like if his old lady's around, he wouldn't break into detail. But when it's just me and him talking, he always said, yo, remember that night? I said, yeah. He said, bro, I'm telling you, I never prayed so hard in my life. He said, I promise God. He said, God, if you get me out of this, I swear I'll turn my life over to you. Yo, man. But that's what he did. Turned his life over to God. But we was in that pod like, these Negroes is gonna kill us. It's over for us. Yeah. And that's a story with TruthTeller410 right there. Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna reach out to him. Just talking about it make me want to talk to him. Just good kid, man, good guy, boy. He wanted to be something that it wasn't meant for him to be. And of course, I didn't learn my lesson until, you know, some years after that, but, you know, many years after that. But when he got out, straight to the church, straight to it, straight to that organization, start doing missionary work, got his GED, and he got his GED in there when he got out, when he did that missionary work, you know, got married, had some babies, became a pastor. And all he kept saying was that night was, yo, I promise God, man, if he get us out of this, I'm gonna give my life to him. Oh man. Here go Nick. Here go Nick. Y'all, somebody block him immediately. I told Nick, I said, hey, post on your channel, I'm gonna go live. Nick told me, shut the H up, shut the hell up. F your live, and hung up the phone on me. That's my truth. And Carrie, he told me if I tell you, there was gonna be consequences and repercussions. And you know, I was scared for our lives, so that's why I didn't tell you. No, don't talk to him, old school Tony Carter. Block him immediately. And if you see Sly coming in here, get him out of here too. Don't salute no Nick Taylor. You know what? I'm gonna be the big and mature person. Old school Tony Carter, I'm not gonna tell you all the things he said about you behind your back. I ain't no snitch. Cause that's what he do, man. I be all happy and, you know, I'm just happy to be here. The moment I see Nick, man, it's like the aura of the devil. I'm gonna tell y'all a story about Nick Taylor, story time with TruthTeller on that one too. So many years ago, my mother passed away. I called Nick, I said, Nick, you know, my mom's passed away, going through some stuff. Here go Nick responds. Make sure that envelope in the mail, Negro. Click. I said, what kind of craziness is that? Yo, Mr. Dropic one, yeah, you know, I gotta text him. But he commented on one of my posts recently. But I gotta reach out to him, check on him and Mom Dukes, make sure they good. Yeah, that's what they do. You see my smile is going around. I don't want to laugh no more. If you look up involuntary servitude, oh no, you look up slave master in any history book, you should see a picture of Sly and Nick right there. Boom. And I ain't gonna repeat all the things he said about Kelly, because I ain't no snitch. Yo, for everybody who watch basketball, who you think gonna have a better run in the playoffs, Golden State or the Lakers, with those trades they made? That's all he do. Nick stay talking trash about people. Everything out of his mouth. N-word this, jigaboo that, and all that other stuff. Listen, I'm over here screaming peace. And he just. Oh shoot, let me see how long I've been on here. 40 minutes. You think the Lakers? That's what's up. Nick, I was showing them when I first got on, and I said, my scar, it healed nicely. Yo, with this sweatsuit on, bro, I promise you, I'll on this thing, I'll probably die of dehydration. I could feel my mouth dry right now, and under this thing, I can tell it's full of sweat. And this towel on my head is full of sweat. Well, I got some strawberries and water in a water bottle. I got it in the car. Yeah, so when I come to the gym, if I do this, I don't go to the weights and all that stuff. I get out of here after this. I'll do some weights tomorrow. Arizona, they maintain it out here. Everybody maintain it from what it looked like. Pineapple water with chia seed, that sounds good. Yeah, Tony Snow, yeah, I'm telling you. When that happened to me, right? You know, I'm just gonna retell a little bit. When that happened to me, I went to the hospital. The doctors was looking for any and everything that could have possibly led up to it. No clogged arteries, no fluid sitting around the pocket of my heart. Nothing was wrong with me except for that. And then the doctor came in there with a medical book, and we had to go all the way back to my childhood to figure out what was going on. That's how real it got. I'm talking, I'll be 44 April 10th. I'm talking, we had to go back to when I was 5. So when I was 5, I had the chicken pox 3 times. I had yellow fever, scarlet fever, the measles, and the mumps, and they all led to me having high fevers, and the high fevers caused a tear in my aortic valve. So when I was younger, and they thought that I had asthma, and I was telling the doctor, every time I would have what was thought was an asthma attack, I would go in like a nebulizer, use the pump, and it wouldn't work. I had to always go to the hospital and get put on oxygen and get a shot to slow down my heart rate and, you know, I guess slow down my metabolism every time. And that's what the doctor said. I believe you didn't have asthma. He said, well, did you ever outgrow it? And I said, yeah, by the time I was in 6th grade. And he said, you probably never had asthma, with you. What happened was the tear, as you got older, the tear wasn't affecting you like it was when you were young. But that day, I'll never forget that day. It was August 27th, 2024. Man, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. You know, one of the scariest things about that, it wasn't about me dying. It was, I thought that I was, you know, gonna leave my family. You know, when you got people who love you, you know, I'm talking about really love you, you know, you worry about them. So when I thought I was in that, when I was in that helicopter, I was like, yo, this is, you know, I'm being real positive with everybody, but in my head, I'm like, yo, this might be it. You know, I started thinking about that. I started seeing my daughter's eyes. I started hearing their voices. I started hearing, you know, mother talking, and, you know, Yeah, man, I had all that stuff happen when I was 5, from April to December. All that stuff happened to me. So, yeah, you know. But I tell you this, it could be worse. It could be worse. You go down to the Phoenix Children's Hospital right here. All right, I can complain, but let me go complain to them. Yeah. Yeah, when I had my heart surgery, I remember opening my eyes, I saw Nick and Sly, strong arming the surgeon, talking about, we paid you to do a job. Then I fell back to sleep and I woke up. They was gone, but a topic for another conversation. But yeah, so after that, man, you know, I looked up. I don't know if y'all want to call it God. I call it the ancestors. I looked up to my loved ones that passed, that passed on already. And I asked them just to give me better days. That's it. I'll hold on if they help me. Golden State playing the Lakers right now. They winning 45-37. Oh shoot! Steph Curry's number 4 on the list for the most 50-point games. That's what's up. But I could tell the difference in my body ever since I had that surgery. Like before, I used to be walking like I was a race. Now my body, you know, I walk like I guess a normal pace. I lost a whole bunch of weight. What else? One thing I can't stop drinking. I cannot stop drinking ginger ale. I don't understand what it is about ginger ale. I just can't stop drinking it. But it's one of my favorite drinks ever. Nick sent me a whole box of ginger ale, but I don't trust him, so I threw it all in the dumpster. When Nick start giving you gifts, let me tell you, chill. You better start calling loved ones, letting them know ain't nothing wrong with you. So if they don't hear from you from this point on, look into Nick Taylor. That's who you look into. Hey, listen. I know I'm gonna go to whole 60. Why not? So we got 10 more minutes, y'all. Like I said, y'all feel free to ask me whatever y'all want to ask me. I'll answer it. Hey Nick, if you in here still, Kelly said she need a Grand Inquisitor. Okay, I have a question. Why did you let Super Sly put that bogus extension in your contract? Yo, Nick, let me tell you something. When you get out of your car, you walking into your front door, and you hear somebody say, "Don't move," until you turn around slow, and then you see all you see is the long barrel of a 357, and they saying sign this. I don't know what I was signing. I just signed it. All he asked me was your signature, your life. Which one you want to give me? You can have my signature. That's all I remember. Then I get in the house, everybody tied up. You know, they all in the house cussing me out because they saying I'm the reason they all tied. Listen, I don't know. Yo, I'm so hot up under this. Let me show you. The sweat is so real. I have to take I don't have any wristbands for the sweat. I take a pair of socks and tie them around my wrist so the sweat don't go pouring out the bottom. One of the nastiest things you'll see in these gyms, man, is people who sweat like a slave, and they will leave the gym equipment covered in sweat, and they'll just go about their business. Can't wait to get back to the house, to the crib, man. I gotta. Straight disgusting. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's slack, man. That's slack. People don't care though. People do not care. People do not care, man. Yeah, I got me some broccoli and some chicken wings. Cooked in the air fryer. Seven more minutes. Well, 6 minutes and 25 seconds. I appreciate y'all passing the time with me. Believe it or not, y'all kept me on here another 30 minutes. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all did a lot for me. Yo, one time, right, I was in the gym. And this guy he was on the weights. So when he finished with the weights, he's breathing all heavy. And I see him standing perfectly still. He's standing perfectly still. Big Pontiac, what's going on, bro? He was standing perfectly still. Then I see him shuffling his feet, walking towards the back where the showers in the bathroom is. You know, he had on basketball shorts. Yo, he started defecating. And as he's walking, it's just hitting the floor. After it all fell out, he didn't go get nothing to clean it up. That son of a gun walked straight out the door. They have towels and stuff here, like these little towels. He grabbed 2 of those and walked straight out the door. And I'm pretty sure he grabbed them to sit on them. And he got right out of here. It wasn't in this one, because I'm a member of Anytime Fitness. It was at the other one down off of Central, and it was nighttime. So you know, ain't nobody trying to clean that up. Like, where you gonna get gloves and all that stuff from? 7:30 at night. The Lakers on third and Golden State in fifth. Wow. I remember Golden State was, you know, they was fighting for a play, and now they in the playoffs. Dang, okay. Nobody catching OKC. Nobody. Hey Nick, you still here? You heard me? Kelly said we got to do a Grand Inquisitor. I was telling the last one we had playing fell apart when I think Sly was having internet problems. So that Grand Inquisitor fell apart, but we're trying to make it happen. All right, family. Hey, any word or wisdom or advice for us? Yeah, I give you some advice, man. Let me see. Keep a sense of humor. Love as many people as you come across. Even if they don't love you, you keep on loving them. Because you'll notice what it do to your heart and your spirit. If you got young children, let your young children know that they're loved. Let them know that they're needed and they're appreciated. And again, just try to be as good as you can. Cause I know it's hard out here. It's hard. People will push you to want to be the most negative person in the world, but just keep being a good person. Because believe it or not, whether you know this or not, your encounter with people will always be the reason that you will continue to live on. Right? When you're gone from this earth, somebody might be sitting in their house and they might say, you know, hey, y'all remember that time Ike Rice had? And everybody start laughing. And they'll tell somebody that story. And then them people might say, hey, this up. And then those people might say, you know, hey, remember that story you told me about Ike Rice and Nick Taylor and all that? So, you know, just keep on being a good, positive person. Right? Like I said, every day ain't a good day. Right? Like, we all not perfect. Just try to be real. That's it right there. We're all not perfect. Nobody in this chat nobody in this world is perfect. Right? But just be real. Just be real, just keep on loving, and try to put some smiles on people's faces, give them good memories. That's it right there. That's it. We're not perfect, just try to be real. Just continue to be real as you can. Keep on loving people, and give people joy and positive encounters so they can have great memories. Alright, y'all. Hey, love all of y'all. I just made my my hour. It's telling me to cool down. I'm not gonna do the cool down. I'm gonna just stop. But see y'all on the next go round. And peace.